Welcome back, Magic Tribe. I am Nina Diedrich, and this is Living Your Magic Life. And today we're back for a live stream. I know it's been a bit. Sorry, things have been super crazy with the new baby coming, which he should be here any day. My daughter is literally chomping at the bit to uh, get him to make his appearance, but it is speak a little difficult. So we have a new grandbaby who will be showing up soon. And then with school and everything else that's going on, things have been pretty nuts. But I felt kind of compelled to hop on here and do a little live stream. I'm just going to talk a little bit while we wait for people to pop in. And I just wanted to show up and answer a few questions, if possible, about our latest video. And it is in reference to the Watch the Water episode by Dr. Artis. I have watched several of his follow-up videos too and interviews with other people. And I have to admit, the information is pretty compelling. But I don't want you guys to get stuck on the idea of where it is coming from, but the fact that it is actually coming from somewhere. And I don't really want to get a whole lot into this, but this kind of just goes back to the whole battle of good versus evil and the choices that we're being offered as a society, globally and in our own personal lives too as well. And a lot of us are being led to do certain things and be in certain places, and mostly that's just because we emit a certain light in maybe an area that would not normally have that. So remember that sometimes when you feel like you're in the darkest places, it is because you are actually the light that's needed. And lean into that, you know. None of us are alone in this. We all are surrounded by nothing but angels, right? Which kind of leads me into this part in the Conversations with God series that we've been going through. And I will be getting back into that really soon. But I kind of want to jump ahead because this this particular passage that I'm going to read to you here in a minute really kind of exemplifies the things that are going on right now and the shifts that we're all being asked to make. I'm probably not going to be pulling cards today. Those of you who ask real nice, I may pull a crystal card at the end, but this is not about the tarot or the oracle or anything else. This is about giving you guys information that has come to me, and maybe you have a different viewpoint on it. And I just kind of want to open up the conversation for this because we're all kind of coming from different areas. And the thing that we all need to realize is, you know, we are all one. And the reason that we're all given different pieces of information is so that we can come together and discuss them together as a whole and put those pieces together into the big picture of the puzzle. And in that way, we all get the information that we need to contribute to the big picture. And as tiny fractals of the whole, you know, being tiny parts of that little bit of creation, we all have something to offer. And sometimes, most especially those people who we feel don't really have anything to offer, are also offering us another part of the picture too, because the reality that we see is the reality that we have created by our own thoughts and beliefs and actions, with the energy of creation that we've been given. You know, we are godding, you know. We are creation creating. All that is just experiencing all that is. And the only way that it can do that is through us. And so, I'm going to jump into Neil Donald Walsh's book. I think this excerpt actually comes out of book 3. I'm not positive. This could be still in book 2. But I actually just pulled up a page at random, and it was page 333 because, well, that's the number of the day today. And I'm just going to kind of read from where I picked this up. And the conversation was about good and evil and the actions of other people. And Neil had stated in his interaction with creation that some people are basically evil and some are are intrinsically, bad. And God comes back with, well, who told you that? And Neil said that it was his own observation. And this is where it kind of threw me a little bit. And I've read all of these already in prior series that we had to take down, which was part of the reason why I'm doing this all over again, because I felt called back to this material again. And God said, then you, or creation or life, or however you want to put a name on this. But honestly, there is no name for, all that is. It says, then you cannot see straight. I have said it to you before. No one does anything evil given his model of the world. Put another way, all are doing the best they can at any given moment. All actions of everyone depend on the data at hand. I have said before, consciousness is everything. Of what are you aware? What do you know? Right? And so this kind of goes back to the whole thing that we're all working from our own personal level of awakening and awareness. And we're all at different levels of that. And you can't expect somebody who is asleep and unaware to make choices like someone who is fully aware. That's just not, part of the human makeup. We all make choices given the knowledge that we have, and given more knowledge, you make different choices, right? And that can be any part of our life, not just our spirituality, but, just day-to-day choices on what kind of gas to buy and what food to eat and, things like that. When you're not given all of the knowledge about what things are doing and causing and creating, it's hard to make those choices in full awareness. And so part of this whole thing is just getting yourself to a point where you're finding your own truth. And that looks different for each and every one of us. And we have no right to judge each other for our level of truth. And that's something we really want to start stepping away from. This isn't about saying, oh, this person is bad and that person is a narcissist or empath or, whatever label you're trying to put on things. This isn't about labels at all. It's about coming to the understanding that we are all one. And the sooner we can start working together in this, whether it be in small pockets of like-minded individuals or even larger, groups of people in your sphere of influence, but unless you're speaking that truth out loud and unafraid, no one else knows what your truth is. And we're being really called to step that up and stop hiding our light under a bushel. So let's continue into this. Neil comes back with the question, but when people attack us, hurt us, damage us, and even kill us for their own ends, is that not evil? And the response back from Creation says, I have told you before that all attack is a call for help. No one truly desires to hurt another. Those who do it, including your own governments, by the way, do it out of a misplaced idea that it is the only way to get something they want. I've already outlined in this book the higher solution to this problem. Simply want nothing. Have preferences, but no needs. And yet this is a very high state of being. It's the place of masters. And in terms of geopolitics, why not work together as a world to meet the most basic needs of everyone? To which Neil responds, we're doing that. We're trying. And Creation's answer back says, after all these thousands of years of human history, that's the most you can say? The fact is, you have barely evolved at all. You still operate in a primitive, every man for himself mentality. You plunder the earth, rape her of her resources, exploit her people, and systematically disenfranchise those who disagree with you for doing all of this, calling them the radicals. You do all this for your own selfish purpose because you've developed a lifestyle that you cannot maintain any other way. You must cut down millions of acres of trees each year or you won't be able to have your Sunday paper. You must destroy miles of the protective ozone which covers your planet or you cannot have your hairspray. You must pollute your rivers and streams beyond repair or you cannot have your industries to give you bigger, better, and more. And you must exploit the least among you, the least advantaged, the least educated, the least aware. Or you cannot live at the top of the human scale in unheard of and unnecessary luxury. Finally, you must deny that you are doing this or you cannot live with yourself. You cannot find it in your heart to live simply so that others may simply live. That bumper sticker wisdom is too simple for you. It's too much to ask, too much to give. After all, you've worked so hard for what you've got. You ain't giving up none of it, right? And if the rest of the human race, to say nothing of your own children's children, have to suffer for it, tough bananas, right? You did what you had to do to survive, to make it. They can do the same. After all, it is every man for himself, is it not? And this is where the question comes in from Neil about, well, what can we do to change it, right? Not my monkeys, not my circus. You know, how is what I do going to change anything? The ripple effect, my friends, right? So Neil asks the question, is there any way out of this mess? And the answer is yes. Creation says, shall I say it again? A shift of consciousness. You cannot solve the problems which plague humankind through governmental action or by political means. You have been trying that for thousands of years. The change that must be made can be made only in the hearts of humans. Can you put the change that must be made into one sentence? Neil asked. I already have several times, says Creation. You must stop seeing God as separate from you and you as separate from each other. The only solution is the ultimate truth. Nothing exists in the universe that is separate from anything else. Everything is intrinsically connected, irrevocably, interdependent, interactive, interwoven into the fabric of all of life. All government, all politics must be based on this truth. All laws must be rooted in it. And this is the future hope of your race, the only hope for your planet. So how does the law of love you spoke of earlier work, says Neil? Love gives all and requires nothing. To which the question comes up, well, how can we require nothing? And the response he received back says, if everyone in your race gave all, what would you require? Good question, right? The only reason that you require anything is because someone else is holding back. So stop holding back, right? It's probably the most simple and most complicated of all scenarios. When we are giving back, we're acknowledging the fact that we have no needs, right? We already have this. So why not give it to somebody else who doesn't? And in that way, ripples, right? Let's continue. Neil says this could not work unless we all did it at once. Indeed, says God, a global consciousness is what is required. Yet how will that come about? Somebody has to start, and the opportunity is here for you. You can be the source of this new consciousness. You can be the inspiration. Indeed, you must be. So we must be that inspiration for others. We must be that change, right? It's where that whole saying comes from. But really, the question is, well, who else is there, right? Because if you're not going to be the change, then why should somebody else think that they should be, right? And in that way, we're being called to bring forth our truth. And in that way, you may be sparking a light in someone else who may have not yet heard that truth. More ripples, right? So this is where we get to chapter 13. And this is basically just a really long answer to how, right? The question is, how can I begin? By being a light unto the world, and hurt it not. Seek to build, not to destroy. Bring our people home, right? Not home to your physical environment, but home to your own sacred self. Home to that place where you can hear that still small voice inside of you, right? So the question Neil asks is how? And the answer he received was, by your shining example. Seek only godliness. Speak only in truthfulness and act only in love. Live the law of love now and forevermore. Give everything and require nothing. Avoid the mundane. Do not accept the unacceptable. Teach all who seek to learn of me. Life, creation, God, wholeness, right? Make every moment of your life an outpouring of love. Use every moment to think the highest thought, to say the highest word, to do the highest deed. And in this, glorify your holy self, and thus to glorify me, right? God says, bring peace to the earth by bringing peace to all those whose lives you've touched. Creation says, be peace. Feel and express it in every moment, your divine connection with the all and with every person, place, and thing. Embrace every circumstance, own every fault, share every joy, and contemplate every mystery. Walk in every person's shoes. Forgive every offense, including your own, because that's somewhere we all get hung up on, right? It's really easy to forgive someone else, but it's so impossible to forgive yourself, right? Work on that. We all need to work on that. It says, heal every heart and honor every person's truth. Adore every person's God. Protect every person's rights. Preserve every person's dignity. Promote every person's interests. Provide every person's needs. Presume every person's holiness. And present every person's greatest gifts. Produce every person's blessing and pronounce every person's future secure in the assured love of creation. Be a living, breathing example of the highest truth that resides within you. not the highest truth that resides in all, right? It's almost impossible. But you can be a living, breathing example of the highest truth that resides within you. So speak humbly of yourself, lest someone mistake your highest truth for a boast. Speak softly, lest someone think you are merely calling for attention. Speak gently, that all might know of love. Speak openly, lest anyone think you have something to hide. And speak candidly, so you cannot be mistaken. Also speak often, so that your word may truly go forth, and speak respectfully, that no one be dishonored. Lovingly, that every syllable may heal. And speak of life, God, creation, with every utterance. Make of your life a gift, and remember always you are the gift. Be a gift to everyone who enters your life and to everyone whose life you enter. Be careful not to enter another's life if you cannot be a gift, right? Side note, you can always be a gift because you always are the gift, yet sometimes you don't let yourself know that, right? When someone enters your life unexpectedly, look for the gift that person has come to receive from you. Not what they have come to give you, but what they have come to receive from you. Right? What an extraordinary way of putting it. Why else do you think a person has come to you? I tell you this, every person who has ever come to you has come to receive a gift from you. In so doing, he gives a gift to you. The gift of your experiencing and fulfilling who you are. And when you see this simple truth, when you understand it, you see the greatest gift of all. I have sent you nothing but angels, right? And it's true. Hello, Mo, and happy birthday. So, in all of this, the answer is to just be that change, right? Bring your truth to the world and let it be seen. But keep bringing it, no matter if no one sees it at all. And in that way, you are creating the ripples by being your highest self, by being that guiding light for another, by being that gift. So I hope you have received that gift from today's message. I love each and every one of you beyond measure. I'm wishing all of you the highest good. And remember, favor follows you wherever you go, as does my love. Be good. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. And I'll see you all next time. Bye now.